For a solid chunk of the early 2000s, Tyra Banks wasn't just a supermodel. She was an authority. A woman who taught a generation of women that modeling is 10% genetics, 20% confidence, and 70% standing in front of a panel of judges who might yell at you for not wanting to pose as a biracial butterfly. Through America's Next Top Model, Tyra presented herself as a mentor, judge, therapist, drill sergeant, and occasionally the final boss of a deeply confusing and disturbing photo shoot. And for years, everyone just bought into it. Because around this time in the early 2000s, reality TV was kind of showed to us as an opportunity rather than trauma. What Tyra was providing was tough love, not a lawsuit waiting to happen. So now, years later, with this particular reality TV show, America's Next Top Model, being relitigated in the eyes of public perception, especially in TikTok videos and in long-form video content, for instance, like mine, shameless plug, I have done a huge deep dive into Tyra Banks and all of the contestants of America's Next Top Model. Definitely go ahead and check that out. But now, Tyra Banks is back. But this time in a shiny new, well-lit documentary on Netflix. And even before it aired, many people, including America's Next Top Model alum, started side-eyeing this project. Because whilst the documentary is being marketed to us as a retrospective of sorts, a look back at the cultural juggernaut that it is, many were worried that it was actually something completely different entirely. A redemption arc. The kind where everything is framed as, "It was a different time," and accountability is just replaced with vibes. And the emotional harm that contestants felt is framed as a learning experience. Now, the Netflix documentary, titled Reality Check Inside America's Next Top Model, is due to be released on the 16th of February 2026. Now, obviously, as a person who despises Tyra Banks and everything it is that she stands for, you know I am going to be locked in. So I thought that maybe in today's video, we could kind of just go through what the ex-America's Next Top Model alum have been saying about this online. And trust me, it is really juicy. The conspiracies surrounding production of this documentary, which also is extremely juicy, and my personal thoughts, because if you know anything about me and this channel, you should know there are only 3 people who will get a whacking no matter what time of day it is, and those 3 people are Nicki Minaj, Jennifer Lopez, and Tyra Banks. So when early reports of this documentary was suggested that it was going to be centering Tyra Banks's feelings, her reflection, and her personal growth, rather than contestants' long-term experiences and lifelong lived trauma, people became understandably skeptical. Because there is a difference between context and absolving yourself. Between explaining something that happened and how it happened and why it happened, to reframing it as it was inevitable. And I think most of us are not looking for a villain edit of Tyra Banks, except me. I probably want that. But I think for the majority of people, what they are wanting is just honesty. So in today's video, we are going to be asking the question if accountability can truly exist without control of the narrative. And whether we will see America's Next Top Model in this documentary be remembered honestly, without pretending that the girls who were hurt are just footnotes in a glow-up story for Tyra Banks. But first, a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Bellesa. Now, Bellesa Okay, so because I've already done 2 Tyra Banks videos in the past, I definitely am not going to be going through the bio, so don't worry. We're just going to jump straight into it. Now, if you haven't seen my previous Tyra Banks videos, I definitely will suggest them in the information tab at the top of the screen, because I did one a couple of months ago to do with Tyra Banks's acceptance speech at Essence, which I found to just be completely and totally tasteless, and again, a reframing of the narrative, and we will touch on that a little bit today. But the big video where I include all of the excerpts from all of the previous contestants, all of the bad things that were done over the years, all of that kind of stuff. That was my first video to hit 1 million on this channel. So thank you very much for that. But that will also be located at the top as well. And that is about 3 years old. But to pick up from where we left off, we really do need to take a look at what has been going on with Tyra Banks more recently. Now, if you haven't been keeping up to date with Tyra Banks, you probably won't know this, but Tyra Banks has been harassing the nation of Australia in a way that only Americans can apologize for.
America, explain!
She has opened up a brand new restaurant, I guess, or maybe a cafe called Smise and Dream. Now, Tyra Banks has had numerous different business ventures, including a multi-level marketing makeup brand that kind of flopped.
She would have created that financial freedom and achieved those goals sooner. So what is Tyra Beauty?
So it's not unusual or weird to see Tyra Banks try on a new hat. However, this one was a little bit different because she believes that she has coined the concept of a hot ice cream. Now, you're probably wondering to yourself, what is a hot ice cream? Well, from the reviews, it seems like a hot ice cream is just hot milkshake. A hot milkshake that is extra sweet. Now, I have to say, I am judging this without even trying it because the Smise and Dream store is actually just located in Australia and nowhere else. But if you were to take a look at the reviews that were posted on TikTok, it doesn't seem like anybody likes it.
Let's try Miss Hot Mama. I'm kind of nervous. Okay. Wow. It's hot. I don't know how I feel about that. It's literally like melted warm ice cream, but it feels incorrect, but it's kind of good. In my opinion, it is kind of giving hot milkshake. I'm sorry, Tyra, but like it's good. Different. Strange, unusual. Okay, I've come to a conclusion with the Hot Mama. It's giving you had a cup of ice cream in your car on a hot day and you left it and came back and then drank it, but you're not going to get food poisoning. And it's like kind of good. I still don't know how to feel, but...
And you know how I described it as a toddler had chewed up a milk biscuit and spat it out and it was kind of watery and whatever? That's literally what it is. Look at this.
Liquid, warm, soothing.
You can see by that video that milk, the milk, that's definitely skim milk. It's so pale looking. And we all know that skim milk just tastes like water. And then those are literally arrowroot biscuits. That's the exact biscuit I said it tasted like. She literally just blended up arrowroot biscuits in skim milk. It's exactly what I described it as, mushy biscuits in water. And you paid $12.50 for it.
So as you can see from those reviews, it seems like a lot of people really aren't digging the Smise and Dream ethos. They don't understand it. And to be honest, I get it. It just feels like something that shouldn't be made. Like, I can't quite understand what would compel her to do this, or even think that this would be something that's super successful. Because even more recently, they've tried to expand this Smise and Dream ice cream, hot ice cream shop thing, and decided to do a pop-up in various different locations in the US. I think there's one that was there in New York and there was another one that was done in Washington. And they even had Keith Lee, the well-known TikTok reviewer, come over and try some of their ice cream desserts, drinks. I don't even know what to call it at this point, just whatever that concoction was.
It's 3 different flavor profiles of vanilla just in that one mix.
That's real vanilla bean too. That's not imitation vanilla. And then berries and shortbread, like the shortbread.
Yeah. So we do.
I might be able to get all the extra flavors somewhere. The candy bacon crunch. It's very specific. If you don't like bacon, I don't think you like it. It's very like a sweet, savory, salty, like a mix kind of thing.
Now, Keith Lee is known for his exceptionally fair reviews of food and establishments. So his rating wasn't a surprise to me, but it wasn't exceptional. I will say, though, that when it comes to the branding, I really do like the branding with the big eye and the heart and all of that kind of stuff. But again, to me, it's just a hot chocolate or a hot milkshake. Like, It's not, I just would not be compelled to go. Unless, like the many other people who tried out Smise and Dream, it was just purely for content. So this ended up turning around and making Tyra Banks into somewhat of a meme. A lot of people were thinking that she was acting crazy. A lot of people have questioned whether this is a midlife crisis. Because for somebody to make such a huge business plan for such a non-product that anybody actually truly needs is kind of wild. And say what you want about Tyra, girl, I have to give her her tens. When she commits to something, she truly commits. But there was just so many weird videos that had people like, is she okay?
I feel like I'm going crazy. It's like I don't sleep. These ideas just keep coming in my head. It's just like, bam, wake me up. And then this one came to me. Hot ice cream. Silky ice cream that you can drink. And no, I'm not talking about a latte. I'm not talking about hot chocolate that has flavors. I'm talking about hot ice cream. Innovation that took me over a year to get right. You're going to be able to taste it. And the name of it is Hot Mama. Yeah.
We have reports of a runaway bride speeding down the M5 of Sydney right now in a miniature black convertible with a number plate reading Smise. We are told that she is on a mission to deliver a one-of-a-kind vanilla ice cream to a family in King's Cross.
Crunchy vanilla.
We can also confirm that the woman in the car is the American supermodel Tyra Banks.
Disclaimer. This is a digitally augmented dramatization. Actual speed was 5 kilometers per hour in a controlled environment with no moving vehicles present. Do not attempt to replicate this activity at home or on any public road. It's ice cream, not Fast and Furious.
And then, as if things couldn't get any more weirder or wilder, then we have Santa Smize. Now, what is Santa Smize? I hear you say in the distance. Santa Smize is a character it is that she made for the brand, and for some reason speaks with a very AAVE American accent, to the point that it almost feels like a caricature of what people may think that a black person from the US might speak like. And then this character just kind of kept popping up in all of her promotion for Smise and Dream.
Who are you, really? Well, Miss Banks, I'm Santa Smize, and I'm the queen of ice cream, arguably the queen of Christmas. But Mr. Santa Claus, my homie from back in the North Pole day, Santa Claus got a big booty, took all my shine. He hated my ice cream because he was jealous of it. He ho-ho-hoed around the world to all the beautiful boys and girls, but that shine was mine. And the ice cracked, and I'm out, about to claim what's mine. And that starts with you, Miss Banks. Wait, with me? Yeah, you out here talking on that internet thing, talking about you invented hot ice cream. Hot ice cream. Innovation. What the hell is that? It's not a latte, and it's not a hot chocolate with flavors. Excuse me? It will never be as relevant as my cool ice cream. I've been chill since birth.
Literally, Tyra Banks was showing up to events dressed as Santa Smize. And if you thought that things can get any weirder, she then comes out with like a song and a music video called Santa Smize, which honestly just feels like somebody had put together Tyra's vocals, ran it through Sora, and made a song. Because one thing I will say is a lot of the promotional material for Smise and Dream seems to be AI generated. Like a couple of pictures, and I'll post them on the screen right now. A couple of the pictures it is that me and my researcher were able to find online. A lot of it was AI generated to the point that it was like extremely obvious. So I'm kind of unsure of the financial backing that she's got, or if she has self-funded this Smise and Dream out of her own pocket, because I can't really work out like where the money's going, considering all of the, like many, not all, because I don't want to get sued, but many of the photo shoots it is that we are able to see just seems to be AI generated, like not real. None of these products were in the room with us at the time. So once the Santa Smize song dropped, I think that Tyra Banks was expecting the world to like suddenly start paying attention to her and suddenly start paying attention to this store by how weird and different it was. But that's not at all what happened. People were just confused and everybody moved on. on. I think she expected a certain level of virality to come from this, and it didn't. So she started making appearances as this Santa Smize character. She went on to a daytime show. She then went over to New York and then started performing in clubs in New York.
You know when Santa Claus tells you that he gonna come down your chimney and he wants you to leave some cookies and cream on that thing for him to eat. Do you know what he doing? Child, he ain't biting that cookie. He ain't sipping that cream. He taking a bowl from your cabinet, from your joinery, y'all call it, and he putting it on the thing. He putting a little bit of cookie, he putting a little bit of that milk, and he mixing it up, and he put it in your freezer, and he trying to make it taste like Santa Smize, and it tastes like Santa shit. I had magic, and I started saying, woo, they flying, make it rain deal, make it rain deal. And he said, now she got magic with the deals. Here's my makeup dancer, and he got famous in your Smise and Dream. Rain deal, make it rain deal. And Santa Claus got jealous. He just kept going. He said, now she got magic with the deals? What? Mariah, what's good, bro? What's good, Mariah? You on fire? Santa Smize, Santa Smize. Go, go, go. Take us home, y'all. Take us home, y'all. Our friend, sound. Ain't no more kids.
What happened to the kids?
The kids, there was only 2 kids, and we done grown up. Yeah, he was my makeup dancer, and we was adults. I need to reach kids from all over the land and get them ice cream. She had a sleigh. It was yellow. It was magical. She put all them little reindeers up on it, and she loaded it with ice cream, and she said, I'm gonna send it to all the babies in the land. There was an Arctic wall that rose up from the ground and that snow into the sky, and a blizzard happened. And he pushed that with his Santa Claus magic.
I'll have what you're having, babe.
I think I'm going crazy. Slay, bitch. Okay?
And this is where the virality of Santa Smize began, because people were like, is she okay? Like, deadass, I think more so people were concerned than were, you know, extremely excited about whatever product it was that she was promoted, or even interested in the song. I mean, even to this day, the Santa Smize song only has 14,546 listens on Spotify, and this thing has been out since 2025. While I was trying to find that data, and all I hear is like Tyra Banks's, you know, Southern American accent. You think you know Christmas?
You think you know Christmas? Do you really though? His ho 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 is my cookie dough dough dough.
You think you know Christmas, girl? Like, what is she doing? What is she doing? Okay, so now that we know what the current state of Tyra Banks's career is right now, if you can even call it that. Now we need to get into the kind of sudden rebrand that has taken place. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video on Tyra Banks, I will link it at the top of the screen in the information tab so you can check it out for yourself. However, a couple of months back, Tyra Banks was getting honored at the Essence Awards for Women of the Year. And this was an award that she was receiving for her contributions to the fashion industry. And say what you want about Tyra Banks, I do genuinely believe that she has changed the fashion industry forever in a positive way, but it doesn't mean that some negative behavior hasn't taken place. However, in her speech when accepting this award, she said some things that really didn't sit well with me, especially as it pertains to her time on the America's Next Top Model show, which I think ran for about 26 seasons. Because around 2020 and onwards, a lot of people were revisiting the old America's Next Top Model videos and watching it obviously over the pandemic, getting through all of those seasons. And they started to realize that a lot of what Tyra Banks was doing was completely reprehensible. She did things such as race swapping.
Are you excited to be playing with these kids?
Oh my God, I'm gonna start crying. I'm excited, but at the same time, it's gonna be a lot hard.
Condemning one of the models for getting a tooth gap as part of their teeth reconstruction in order for them to maintain their own personal identity.
So Danielle, you went to the dentist, but you refused to have your gap closed.
The gap is staying, sucker.
Do you really think you can have a CoverGirl contract with the gap in your mouth?
Yeah, why not?
This is all people see. It's Easy Reads Beautiful CoverGirl. It's not marketable.
Yeah, just a little bit is okay, but I don't want to completely close it.
Well, I guess she just left the gap wide open for another girl, baby.
I agree.
Then condemning somebody for choosing to close their teeth gap in a completely separate season.
Cycle 15's Chelsea Hursley, her makeover was a lot more drastic, permanent, and baffling. The model was asked to get the gap in her teeth widened for the competition, and like a good top model, she sat in the dentist's chair and let him shave off 1/4 of a millimeter from her front teeth.
Victim blaming a contestant who stopped to shoot due to how uncomfortable one of the male models on set was making them feel. Apparently, the male model was grunting and making noises and sounds. I imagine in a hypersexual way that made her feel uncomfortable. And because this model chose to completely shut down the set and say, I'm not doing this today, Tyra Banks, when she was being judged on the panel, basically came up and told her that she should have handled it differently and that she was in turn being a diva.
Then, on a photo shoot in South Africa, Kenya was asked to pose with male models, and that situation felt really uncomfortable.
What's the issue?
I know it's not about feeling comfortable, but hearing moaning, it just threw me off.
Moaning where?
Like on me. Like, I'm sorry, I just didn't feel comfortable.
He was wearing like a really thin little cloth over his parts, and he was turned on, okay, and was grunting, and it really made me feel incredibly uncomfortable. What would Tyra do in this moment?
With your feminine wiles, like, boy, you best to back up before I knock you upside the head. But you do it in a fun way where he knows to back the heck up.
Tyra expressed that I was being a bit of a diva for stopping the shoot.
So there were loads of different instances of stuff like this. And it wasn't just like the commentary it is that people were making on Twitter and on YouTube, such as myself. But there were also numerous different documentaries that were coming out around that time. Vice made a documentary surrounding this. HBO made their own documentary surrounding all of the allegations of America's Next Top Model. So when it comes to the press around America's Next Top Model, it doesn't necessarily have the most positive press. I mean, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jay, one of the mentors and judges of America's Next Top Model, even wrote a book about his relationship with Tyra Banks and how things went on the set of America's Next Top Model. And if you want more details and information surrounding that, definitely go ahead and check out my first Tyra Banks video. So when it came to Tyra Banks being honored at Essence Fest, the narrative of it was a different time and did I do some bad things? Heck yeah. Like, for instance, she said, did we get it right? Hell no. I said some dumb shit, but I refuse to have my legacy be about some stuff linked together on the internet when there were 24 cycles of changing the world.
A time when people in the fashion industry were telling me, oh, you putting them girls in the hood on your show? I was like, why can the girl from the trailer park become a supermodel, but the girl that's chilling in the park in the hood can't? And we fought and we struggled, but we made it happen. Did we get it right? Hell no, I said something dumb. But I refuse to have my legacy be about some stuff linked together on the internet when there were 24 cycles of changing the world.
That statement alone doesn't take into consideration the numerous different individuals it is that she's harmed and hurt. And how this wasn't just America's Next Top Model. We also had some ex-contestants of America's Next Top Model speak about how they were treated at the Tyra Banks show, with one individual actually stating that production had locked them in a cupboard.
They're like, okay, count to 3 and you go out. The teleprompter, it starts highlighting and it goes, everyone, this is Lisa from Cycle 5 Top Model. Everyone knows her as being the fun, wild child, but what you don't know is that she was sexually molested her entire childhood. They pushed me out into a live studio audience. I remember feeling like an outer body experience, and I think I went into like fight or flight. When I walked out onto set, I just remember like the audience was looking at me so crazy. I was devastated. I went to the front where Tyra's just sitting there on her stupid fucking couch. And I grabbed the pillows and I started throwing at her. I was throwing them at the audience. I was telling everyone to fuck off. I was grabbing the cameras, like the ones that are between the aisles of a talk show. I was grabbing me like, fuck you guys. I went bananas. Like, fucking irate. I lost my mind. If there were chairs that I could actually like pick up and throw, I would have thrown them at the walls, not to hurt people. And then right after that, they grabbed me and locked me in a closet.
We're not taking into account the numerous different individuals who had come out from America's Next Top Model speaking about eating disorders and how that was low-key promoted.
My stomach hurts because I need some food. I'm so hungry. I thought I was going to pass out. I'm very obsessed with my weight. And I'm obsessed about what I eat.
How long are you planning going? Like, how much weight are you planning on losing?
I'm just going to go until I like how I look. I'm determined to be a model, and if I have to be skinny to be a model, I will be. No, I don't want to be disqualified because like I haven't eaten. Yeah. It's okay. No, it's not. Don't let it get around. I don't consider myself bulimic because I don't throw up after everything I eat. But just people are like, oh my God, Cassie is bulimic here. She's throwing up. I can't even remember the last time I threw up.
Even if you did, or when you go home or whatever, is this bad on your health?
Yeah. I have an obsession with my weight. That's the problem. I'm not bulimic though. I have grown up dreaming of being a model. And great, there's plus size models, but that's not for me. But I don't want to talk about it anymore, and I don't want anyone else talking about it anymore, really.
Cassie.
She's got a cute young look. She might be a little bit, she's not exactly size 2.
I think that your thighs are a little big for this dress. I'm going to have you walk in it with the zipper open. I think the biggest concern with Cassie, for me, was the size of her hips. I just want to measure your thighs just to see where we're at. Normally we like about no more than 35.
I still want to be America's Next Top Model, and I'm still going to give 110% when I'm in front of that camera.
Yes.
Which is a good thing, not a bad thing. My embarrassment is too big. The other doesn't seem like they want to be here at all. Because I don't think I have what it takes to be a top model.
Or how all 11 contestants were made to share 45 minutes of phone time, meaning that the temperature obviously rose within the model house because everybody was anxious and upset with each other for taking too much time speaking to their loved ones. To top that off, they also weren't given a great budget in terms of food, meaning that the girls had to manage a small amount of money for so many different individuals. So, hungry, tired, exhausted, and unable to speak to your family and friends in the way that you would like to, yeah, of course, it was a terrible time for a lot of people. And that's not taking into account one of the contestants who was literally publicly humiliated for being a sex worker when they alleged that they were given the title of America's Next Top Model and then stripped of that title once production had found out that she used to be an escort.
Hi y'all. How are you?
She was 24 when she joined the house on cycle 14 of America's Next Top Model.
It was my dream come true.
I'm ready to kick ass.
You just went boom, boom, boom.
When they were like, come on, cycle 14. And I was like, yes.
After returning home, while other contestants were getting calls from modeling agencies, her phone was silent. Times were hard, and Angeli had to find ways to make ends meet. She says for a short time, a male acquaintance forced her to do sex work against her will. She got a second chance and was invited back for All-Star Cycle 17.
Oh my God!
With high hopes, this would be her season.
It turns out that after shooting was wrapped, our production team and the network learned information from Angeli that disqualifies her from the competition.
Angeli says she was crowned winner in the original finale, but that never made it to air.
Lisa.
In the finale that did air, Lisa D'Amato was crowned winner. Angeli filed a lawsuit against America's Next Top Model, alleging the show falsely publicly announced that the winner of Cycle 17 was 30-year-old Lisa D'Amato. The suit also alleges production knew about Angeli's past sex work ahead of filming, quote, from initial casting to the conclusion of the production of Cycle 17, defendants were on actual and or constructive notice of Preston's past escorting activity.
So, a couple of days ago, I'd say towards the beginning of this month, Netflix then releases the trailer for this documentary. Reality check inside America's Next Top Model.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. I haven't really said much, but now it's time.
And one of the first people to speak up about their concern regarding this trailer was Adrian Curry, who is the winner of Cycle 1 of America's Next Top Model. Here is what Adrian had to say. I am so deeply grateful that I won the first season of Top Model. I think psychoanalyzing it over 20 years later with a woke lens is absurd. I don't trust people not to manipulate the things I say for TV, so I decline everything. Also, the public is cult-like and cruel, so the last thing I want is a bunch of eyeballs on me. I hope that other girls do not have their words twisted in their Netflix show. I will say, though, Adrian Curry, if you go to her profile, is giving very much like, MAGA cult. So I don't know how much of that to really take with a grain of salt, because one of the comments directly underneath it is somebody saying, I really hate how white people have hijacked the word woke. You idiots make me sick. And then she says, you can have our slur since you're being one. And then somebody else said, it's disgusting that you would even say that word. And then she's like going on arguing about it, saying moron means the same thing. I'm sorry, your Soviet communist era ideology of political correct didn't convince you. Two words that mean the same thing are equally bad. Just shows how stupid the thought process is of following the leader. Then somebody says, do you even use that word, or did you start because Trump told you it was okay to use? You MAGA idiots are so dumb. And then she goes, I haven't stopped since 1992. And then they went, that figures, all MAGA is scum of the earth, miserable lowlives. Then somebody else said, you sell Avon. We wouldn't believe a word you said if it had came out of your mouth anyway. Glad you sat it out. Now, obviously, this had caught the attention of many people on social media, and it even made its way over to the Shade Room, where one of the other America's Next Top Model contestants who actually participated in the documentary, a girl by the name of Kenya Hill, posted on the Shade Room, and this is what they had to say. Really hoping the producers don't twist our words to fit the narrative. Now, one person who has been extremely vocal when it comes to Tyra Banks and the trauma it is that they allege to have suffered at the hands of Tyra Banks and production of America's Next Top Model, as well as the Tyra Banks show, is America's Next Top Model All-Stars winner Lisa D'Amato. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Now, obviously, as to be expected, with how many people saw the framing of this Netflix documentary trailer to be somewhat of a redemption arc for Tyra Banks, she went onto social media and gave her thoughts and opinions, which weren't overwhelmingly positive. However, she did leave us with a little tidbit that it's not Netflix and Tyra who are going to have the last word. So on a post showing various different clips, there is also going to be another documentary on E, which is Dirty Rotten Scandals, where they're going to be pulling all of the stories from various different shows like Dr. Phil and The Price is Right, but also one of them is America's Next Top Model. An article on E! News in regards to this documentary says the following. This groundbreaking documentary demonstrates how the promise of televised help may have become a platform for profit and exploitation. The January 29th press release explains, revealing the dark side of America's self-help industry and the real human cost of entertainment masquerading as therapy. And this documentary is supposed to be coming out on the 11th of March. So we have the 16th of February for the Netflix documentary, and then on the 11th of March, we have this E! Documentary. This is what Lisa had to say 6 days ago. Oh, how the tables are turning with E! Entertainment and Glass Entertainment Group. We will be getting the last word. And I went hard since 2020 to get the real truth out there and expose behind the scenes of America's Next Top Model. This airs March 11th. It has been confirmed that Tyra Banks is in fact a producer of the Netflix docu-series. So you will know the truth will be under her manipulated ways. Now, what I will say is that me and my researcher, we searched high and low to find out if we could qualify that Tyra Banks actually is one of the lead producers or even just just a background producer of this Netflix documentary, and it doesn't seem to be the case. We can't see any reference to that online, but this is obviously what Lisa is alleging, but I wanted to make this clear. Mark March 11th on your calendars as well. We are hashtag team models over here. We went to great lengths to create a safe path for other contestants' full truth to be heard and feel safe doing it, not manipulated. Through this journey, Glass Podcast created a show around our stories and got top 9 podcasts in the world already. Very proud of my work, very proud of, and big thanks to Glass Podcast and Glass Entertainment Group, and a big thanks to E! Entertainment. It means the world to us. Stay tuned. Giddy up. So that is what has been happening up until this point. Now, when this documentary airs on the 16th of February, I will be watching this documentary and I will be giving my full breakdown on my Patreon and members. Make sure to subscribe to Patreon and members if you guys want to see my full reaction, because I will be making a follow-up video to this one. But I thought it was important that I kind of set up the scene so that when we get into it for the next video, we will get into the full breakdown and what my real thoughts are on everything it is that we've seen. But honestly, if there was anything that I could leave this video saying, it's just that Tyra Banks just needs to apologize. And she needs to properly compensate the girls for what it is that they've actually been suffered. The woman is a multi-millionaire fucking around in Australia with hot ice creams. But some of these girls have not been fully compensated for their time, suffering, and pain. And I genuinely believe that these women deserve at least that much. And at least that would show everybody that not just are you sorry, but you actually fucking mean it. That way, people will see you as a woman who is evolving rather than whatever the hell Smise and Dream is and Santa Smize. Because it's clear that that's the way that Tyra wants to be perceived, but that's not necessarily the way that Tyra is presenting to us.
I've been chill since birth.
The fact of the matter is, America's Next Top Model had well over 24 cycles, and not a single person across any syndication of any of those cycles state that they have anything positive to say about that show. They might praise the opportunities that were awaiting them after the show, but when it comes to their actual experience on the show, I have yet to see a single America's Next Top Model alum say, I had the best time and I would do it all over again. And truly, I think that that says something. So when Tyra Banks said stuff such as,
but I refuse to have my legacy be about some stuff linked together on the internet when there were 24 cycles of changing the world.
Well, many of the contestants of America's Next Top Model have spoken out publicly in mainstream media, as well as in podcasts and now in documentaries, about the abuse and the trauma it is that they allege to have suffered. That's legacy. There is a playlist of videos that my researcher was able to put together, and I will leave that in the description box down below, but this is well over 100 interviews with various different America's Next Top Model alum, and you would be amiss to see anybody say anything overwhelmingly positive about their time with Tyra Banks, the team and the production, like Bankable Productions, who were working on America's Next Top Model, as well as some of the other staff, such as Janice Dickinson, Andre Leontali, and Miss J. A lot of people have negative things to say about lots of people involved in the show. Nobody's saying good things. That's legacy. So yeah, whilst Tyra Banks' legacy might be opening up doors for diversity within the modeling industry, she also opened up that same door for abuse and exploitation. Both of these things can be true. And this is not saying that we can't commend her visibility and what it is that she has done for the modeling industry. But we could also hold her accountable for the people who were directly harmed by the show. The people who are still, some of them, affected to this day. So that's what you left behind. That's your legacy. You're a pioneer who damaged a lot of people. Anyway, that is about it from me. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. We're just gearing up. We're gearing up for the actual video, okay? Because I will have a lot to say, I know I will. Today's video is sponsored by Balesa, so I just wanted to tease you just a little bit, girl. Just tease you before we get into the main video. Please do not forget to like this video and give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell. Make sure that you are on my Discord, because we are updating on Discord all the time. You guys will not get any new information section unless you are a part of the Discord. Also, make sure that you're following members and Patreon. That is where we will be exclusively watching the Netflix doc so that you guys can have my real and raw reaction. With that being said, tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. And until next time, you beautiful, amazing, badass bitches, legacy is only what you leave behind. So make sure you clean up your side of the street. Until next time, it's with Paige. Bye.